Very well. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
So, David, returning to the Jack Ryan franchise, well, series, I suppose, as opposed to franchise, why do you think audiences are still interested in the character? What is it about the spy movie?
I think everybody loves a thriller. And Jack Ryan is an everyman. I think he's much more, you watch with admiration Bourne and Bond and Mission Impossible, but I could never imagine being one of those. Whereas Jack Ryan, if I was smart enough, I could imagine being, because his superpower is really that he's incredibly smart. He has this incredible analytical brain. And he's a good guy, and he doesn't intend to become a hero. He just gets thrown into a circumstance where, by his inability not to do the right thing, he is cast as a hero.
And I mean, this is a quintessential American hero who, if you follow the actual books, becomes president at one stage. Why is it that you brought the film to the UK for filming?
Because it's very hard and very expensive to film entirely in Russia and New York. So we did a little bit in Russia, a little bit in New York, and we found locations. We made a pitch, Ken and I, when we came onto the film. The plan was not at that time to film in London, and we made a pitch. We put together cut together a little reel and presented a book which showed alternatives in Moscow and London, New York and London, Moscow and Liverpool, New York and Liverpool, and actually the Paramount had to say that they could not find a reason not to agree to do it because it was very convincing.
And presumably a little bit closer to your house as well.
Well, close to our house, and also the UK tax credit has a lot to speak for in this decision, because it makes it a very economic place to shoot. And so when compared with, you've got the infrastructure, you've got the locations, you've got the tax credit, it's hard to think of a reason why you wouldn't want to do it here.
And obviously Jack Ryan is a Cold War invention, and we are most certainly not in the Cold War. Now in this film you've obviously updated so the villain isn't an engine of the Russian state, he is much more a private citizen. But...
Yeah, he's an individual, he's an oligarch. We had to find somebody who could have a reason for disliking America, and he fought in Afghanistan, he was wounded in Afghanistan, one of his sons died in Afghanistan. He was an oligarch, so he's someone who had the power to do, the financial power to do what he sets out to do in this film. He could have been another nationality, though it was interesting to get it's old money versus new money, like Wall Street versus the new the Moscow business district, and the old establishment against the new establishment. And so he didn't. It's not. It isn't Russia, as you rightly point out. Who's the enemy? Who's the antagonist in this film? It's an individual who happens to be Russian.
Given that you've got to sell films in all sorts of territories now, where in the future can you go for the antagonist? Because presumably worldwide it is going to be difficult to have someone from a particular state.
Well, mind you, I think if you say that the antagonist is an individual and not a state, then it does give license, and we just have to be very careful about how it's presented. And it's true. I mean, we don't like it when the Americans keep making British actors the baddies. We don't like. We're aware of it, and I think it just has to be presented carefully and make sure that it's not. It doesn't feel overly jingoistic, and it's not personal in terms of nationality.
One final question. Obviously this film is called Jack Ryan. Fairly recently we had a film called Jack Reacher. Are you concerned that audiences may suffer some confusion between the two, given they're in the similar genre?
We hope not. We sincerely hope. If we really thought we had, we probably would have not put Jack Ryan in the title. But we think Jack Ryan is such an iconic character that there's enough of a difference between him and Jack Reacher for people to realise that they're different people.
Thank you very much, David.
Good to see you.